post-match pint. It's Neil Atkinson with Kris Walsh, with Phil Blundell. That was a dark night to the soul. Phil Blundell, the first 6 minutes and the last 6 minutes can fuck right off. Is that a fair analysis?
Honestly, that injury time, it was like the worst part was the subs when you're like, well, that's going to make it longer, isn't it? I didn't want any, so I just wanted it over this quick. I don't really understand where 6 minutes came from. I think it felt like it must have been the VAR, but it didn't last 6 minutes and nothing else happened. So I don't really know where that came from, but it was hard. They are an absolute nightmare, and I've got various takeaways from it. Firstly is, I'm absolutely delighted that Arsenal and Manchester City have both got to play them.
At their ground.
Secondly, frankly, I'm fucking delighted they're at the Europa League. Because 100 in the situation we're in now, we could be playing them home and away, like the midweek in consecutive midweeks. Imagine what we look like in the weekend game. Our heads were fried because they're a pain in the arse. It doesn't matter what you do; you're only ever 3 passes away from them being 3-on-2, 60 yards from your goal, running at you. I've never seen Van Dijk sort of the wrong side of the ball like he was at times today. And it was a lot through choice because he wanted to cut it off at the source.
He went into centre mid.
Yeah, he played centre mid at times. And he followed Moda. Moda went, I'm going to pin you. And he went, well, I'm going to fucking pin you. That's the way we're going to do this. So he goes all the way with Moda. Moda's going all of a sudden, hang on, what's he doing here? What's going on there? They're mad, Kris. What they do is so unorthodox in so many ways. It's such a challenge. I think if the goal that goes 3 stands, I think there's a chance of sitting here and we're going 5-1.
Yeah.
5-1. I can see how they end up shipping 6 at Aston Villa, but I can also see how they could go anywhere in any game and beat anybody because they just make the game so unorthodox for every player on the pitch.
Yeah, and even from the team selection where they just have a squad of 18 and he just picks them from a tombola. Yeah. Now that's probably been a bit disingenuous.
Like David Bowie doing lyrics.
Those manatees in the air, just picking the lines. It's that does him the service because he obviously picks the team, and he picks that team to, I think, hurt Bradley. That was very clear from the first 5. He goes, I've had
Bradley
3 weeks here. Yeah, both will attack both sides.
Really well,
no, they both did really well by the end of it. It's one of those where you don't quite know what sort of game you're in at any point with them because you're looking at it and going, this feels really comfortable. And as you say, a couple of passes and you're going, why are we on the back foot?
We don't get many of these games where games happen on the opposition's terms, do we? Yeah. And it feels like every time you play Brighton, the game is you reacting to them as opposed to them reacting to you, which when we're playing football most of the time the other team is reacting to what we do. But you can't plan, and you can't. They're so brave and bold that you have to just roll with the punches.
You plan 1 or 2 things. By the way, we're in the Phoenix. I just wanted to say that it's a pleasure always to be in the Phoenix, especially at this time of year. Get yourselves down. There's things that you say you can't plan. I think there's things that you end up doing. So everyone around me and John in the ground, I sat with John today, and everyone around me and John in the ground, including at first me and John, couldn't believe why aren't they using Bradley. So Quanta would have the ball and they wouldn't go to Bradley. Yep. I don't know if it was like that when people sat around you. Why don't they just go and find Bradley? And Quanta wouldn't pass to him. But also Bradley wasn't going, why the fuck aren't you passing to me? Bradley was going, sound, this is the plan.
This is what meant to be.
And I think it's massively off the back of, if you think about the goal that we conceded their place, opening goal, when there's a bit of a cock up and it rolls past Robertson, it's in that area. It's almost like we're going, you do risk reward. We're not fucking rolling the dice there, ever. We're not rolling the dice. We're not even thinking about that. And you're leaving us a little trap. But then you're watching it and you're going, just fucking pass the lads in loads of space. And everyone around me in the ground's like, why don't we just pass to him? But Quanta had no interest in doing it. And there's loads of that happening all over the pitch, Kris, and that's why it's such a weird game to watch. Because you're going, why don't you just do the obvious thing that you normally do? And the reason why is because we're thinking, well, they planned for that, so we can't do that because they're going to make it up. Yeah,
it's 5D chess because you're going, what are we going to do? That response to what they're going to do, that what's response to we're going to do, and it's clear that they've turned up with a plan. I still couldn't really tell you what the plan was. They turned up with a number 10 who's 6'7".
It's Quanta. It was the idea of overload. Quanta and Bradley. Yeah. Don't let them play up the line. Cut the one off to Salah if you never get over that way. Make Salah therefore come narrow. That was their plan.
Nunes. Stop the supplies of Nunes. That
Stop
was
having shots. There's a genuine correlation, I think, between when Liverpool play well and how many shots he has. And I know people are like, it gets a bit frustrating when he's having loads of shots. But if he's having loads of shots, it means Liverpool are playing well because they're getting the ball near the goal.
But I don't think it was his fault.
No, I completely agree.
He just cut off the supply line so well, and it was
or
really
they make you not want to try it. Because you're worried that too many people on the other side. That's the other thing. Nunes on a couple of occasions. Sometimes he made a good run. Sometimes he didn't make a good run. He's repeatedly frustrated. Yeah. But our players are going, just not sure, mate. Just not sure.
A lot of the time with Nunes, we're happy to just ping it sort of over the top of the gap between the fullback and the centre back. I know that isn't really a thing. They sort of played 3 at the back, really, didn't they? So it was a hybrid of, I don't know what the fuck it was. It was
4.5 at the back.
Yeah. So they took that option away from you because the zone didn't really exist, but we didn't want to do it either. I think, and that's sort of what I mean before about it being on their terms, having to react to it, which is why I'm just happy the full-time whistle's gone and we've got the 3 points and we don't have to worry about them until next season.
YouTube, press the button, become a member of the Anfield Wrap from the heart of the city of Liverpool. The best way to enjoy all your Liverpool-based videos, everything you need, every single day. It is the Anfield Wrap.